Welcome as always to Worms and Warriors, and welcome back to Grand Tactician, the Civil War Confederate campaign. We're at April the 15th, 1862, and things are going okay at the moment. I don't want to jinx it. We just fought a battle at Cairo and we've won that battle. We saw Williams' guns take the field for the first time, and they did okay. I wasn't impressed at first, but actually on rewatching the video and with a bit of reflection, I think they actually did okay. But in future we will save our fire until the enemy are much closer. That way they are more effective, or at least it appears that way. If you don't know what the Williams gun is, it's basically almost like a machine gun. They weren't historically, I mean, I've looked them up now, okay, historically they weren't used very much. I think they only produced like 30 odd of these. And they basically fire 40 rounds per minute, a 1 pound solid shot, I think is kind of the way that they went with that. And they basically just pop off rounds, and they mostly demoralize the enemy getting hit with that, as you can obviously imagine. Getting smashed with 40 rounds of 1 pound of lead, or iron, or whatever it is it fires, would be demoralizing. But we've got a bunch of these out in the field. I think I ordered 32. I might order a few more. We've got 2 left in stock, so obviously not much. We can't give out any more of those, so I might order another batch, but not just this moment. As always, just a quick note that this video is chaptered, so if you want to just watch the campaign or whatever, just flick forward to whichever chapter you want to go to. We're going to go through a few things before we get started here. So the Williams gun was the first on the agenda. I quite liked it, actually. It was okay. I didn't think I would, if I'm honest. I didn't think I would like it at all on first deployment, but actually it wasn't bad at all. So I've had a bunch of unit requests, which is great. It's hard to keep on top of YouTube comments. I don't know if you maybe have your own channel that you'll know it's difficult to keep on top. So I think I've got all the units that were requested, but if not, if I've missed yours or somehow, drop me a line in the next one, and obviously I'll drop me a line in the comments on this video, and I'll let you know where your unit is, or if I've missed it, I'll stick it in there. You know, I'll pop it in. But I think I've got them all. So let's get started. Let's have a quick look at the units that were requested. Some quite interesting ones, actually. So let's start with this one here. That was requested by Great Graham. He's after the Louisville Legion under Robert F. Graham, which I've managed to do, but we've had to recruit the troops from South Carolina because Graham is a volunteer from South Carolina and can only command troops from there. And Kentucky, this is the next point actually I'm coming up to in the video, but Kentucky has low state support. I'll go into a bit more detail of the state support stuff after I've gone through these little units. Okay, so that's Great Graham. That's your unit there, the Louisville Legion under Robert F. Graham, who just got the bump up from lieutenant to colonel. Nice little pay packet. I bet his wife's happy. Anyway, so these guys, 36 months contracts. I'll give them some better weapons once we get them. We haven't really got much available at the moment. Obviously, I don't want these guys going in combat with mixed muskets. We'll get to that just as soon as we can. Next up, I had a request from Luke Smith, and he wanted a cavalry unit, the 213 Regulators, and here they are, all in black. With the used these guys here. I think they look pretty cool. Again, mixed cav weapons. I'll try and get some better ones, but we have no access to cavalry weapons just now. But it is a project I'll be working on soon. I've put them under Richard Anderson, who's a great commander, a very good cavalry commander here. Mexican war veteran, West Point graduate, you know, and obviously cavalry experienced. So that's great. Who else did we have? We've got some guys going into the Eastern Theatre as well. So we've got the Baton Rouge Boys under Colonel Richard Taylor. Now, these were requested by Mr. He wanted yellow jackets, brown trousers. We've gone for that. I think they look pretty rough and tumble, like maybe a battalion or regiment or whatever. Well, it's actually a brigade, obviously, but maybe like the guys from Baton Rouge might have looked. And they're from Louisiana, of course, and under Richard Taylor as requested. He is a political officer, but he's pretty decent. Of course, historically rises up quite high and holds some commands in the Trans-Mississippi, I want to say, or maybe in Louisiana. I can't remember, actually, to be honest. But anyway, so there you are, Mr. That's your unit there. Who else did we have? Yes, we had the 16th Volunteer Infantry. Who requested those guys? That was Draken Vigan, I think, if I'm butchering your name, then I apologise. That's the 16th Volunteer Infantry. You did ask for the 16th Volunteer Infantry Regiment, but it would make the writing too small, and it's a brigade anyway. But either way, you get the gist. It's the 16th Volunteer Infantry. I've put them under Fulkerson, who's, again, he's a decent commander. Nice leadership skill there, so he be able to bump them up. And again, I've actually managed to give these guys reboard muskets, but we'll improve those as we go on. These guys are from Alabama, so they are Drakenviken. Your units right there. I think that's it for today. I think that's what I've got for. I've recruited a few other ones in the previous episode. Some of them are already out in the units. We've got, let's have a quick look here. Yes, we had a little bit of bother with these guys. So the 1st Georgia Regulars, they're under John B. Gordon. Now, the dude who requested these guys asked for another Gordon to be the commander. However, he's not available. There he is. James B. Gordon, yeah. Can't give it to him. He's grayed out. He's a volunteer from North Carolina, so not possible to assign him to a South Carolina unit. Sorry, Georgia. I'm not saying South Carolina. He's from North Carolina, so he can't be assigned to a Georgia unit. If you want, I can re-recruit these guys from North Carolina and simply call it the 1st Georgia Regulars. Up to yourself. Let me know in the comments if that's what you want. But either way, they are there now, and they will see some combat, I think, this episode, because we're going to start moving. But before we get on to the campaign proper, I need to address the state support issue, which is becoming a real issue. Like, it's becoming a real problem here. So let's just have a quick look. Support, we can see. Can you see how light this is? That means it's low support. It's 44% at the moment, and Virginia, if we have a look as well, is at 70% and plunging. So I simulated the campaign a little bit. I stuck it on times 50, didn't do anything, and within I think a couple of weeks, this was down to 39, and Virginia was down to 62%. So we need to do something to stop this drop, especially with Virginia. We've got a lot of troops from Virginia in our armies, and we can't have them fighting when their support drops to around 50%. It'll be garbage, especially since we're going to be outnumbered in every fight pretty much. But the Kentucky troops as well, we had quite a lot of troops from Kentucky recruited, but for now I've shipped those guys out. I've moved them, I've transferred them into other units, so it gets rid of the Kentucky units for now. Yeah, so the Louisville Legion, for example, I chatted to the guy in the comments, Great Graham, and I said we'd have to recruit them from another state for now. So we've recruited them from South Carolina, because otherwise you're going to have a unit in here with state support of like 40, which means that they're likely to run when combat starts, or it's possible. And I wouldn't want that to happen to a viewer's unit. Not that I want it to happen to any unit, but, you know, especially not somebody who's requested a unit. So we need to work on that. Question is, how do you work on this? I don't know. I mean, there's the obvious, which Randall also mentioned in the comments. Long-time viewer of the channel, Randall. Always got a bit of input, which is great. I love interacting with all of you guys in the comments. I mean, civil order was suggested. Go for civil order, but I don't know if that's actually going to work, because each level of this project further decreases negative impact on support from military actions. So I don't know. It might. I mean, it can't harm, I don't think. So we could stick the $1 million. Yeah, okay, dollars. We could stick the $1 million into the civil order project and see if that helps. I mean, it can't harm, can it? It can't make it any worse. So we could do that. And it's something I'm considering strongly doing, like, now. Yeah, so we're going to probably go with that civil order. It's going to take $1 million out. I had wanted to do cast artillery, which also costs $1 million, or armored gunboats. I'd wanted to do both of those, but, you know, I'm not sure. So I know I'm doing a lot of talking here, but remember, this is a chaptered video. Again, if you don't want to watch these bits, and you can always just skip. This is a lot of, like, procrastinating, which I do a lot of. Not always on camera, usually off. And then I was looking at counter propaganda, and I thought maybe that might do it. But it's not. It's just each level of this project will further reduce enemy support in the loyal states. So I don't think it increases ours. I really don't know, though. I honestly, genuinely don't know if it does, and it's a lot of money to pump into this if it doesn't do that. So it's 2.5 million, and we've already funded 3.2 million into this, into the politics funding, and I'm putting the funding into that because I had wanted to go with some of these, either British artillery or Austrian rifles. You know, I wanted to go with one of those so we can get access to some better weapons. French weapons even. There's all sorts of options we can go with here. And I didn't really want to use them on that, if I'm honest. Prussian weapons, someone else mentioned that. I've looked at Prussian weapons a lot of times. I think lots of people probably have who play this game. But Prussian weapons, look at the funding required. 13 million. I know it doesn't sound like that much in terms of government spending, but that is a lot of money for the Confederacy. But I have pumped in now 3.2 million into the diplomacy funding. And I had wanted to go with, like, probably I'd been leaning towards British weapons, British rifles, and not just because I'm British, but because I think they're really worth getting in here. The Whitworth rifle is excellent. It's an excellent weapon. It has long range. It's accurate, and the Enfield musketoon is a great cavalry weapon. The Enfield rifle, obviously, it's a good weapon for your infantry. So it's very, very good. But again, it costs 5 million. We're kind of almost there. So I'm reluctant to go with this counter propaganda without knowing if that's going to fix our loyalty issues. If you know for a fact it does, stick it in the comments and let me know. Yeah. There's something else that we're working towards as well. Let's have a quick look here. Farm mechanization. That's something I want to go at. So it increases farm output and the available volunteers. So you get, I think it's 10% extra per level. So we're almost there for that. We need another 500,000 funding. So we're going to probably go with that one when it comes through. I was going to go with Cotton is King to increase our intervention chances, but if we have a look, it's at 20%. Intervention ain't happening. All right. Yeah, cavalry weapons. We also need cavalry weapons. We need lots of things. I mean, it's always going to happen that the Confederacy needs things, but what we really need, we need to sort this shit out. We need to sort this support out because it's dwindling also in Arkansas. Even Mississippi's on 92, Tennessee down to 89%. You know, things like that. That's going to start causing real problems on the battlefield, like genuine issues, especially this Kentucky thing, Virginia as well. I'm really concerned about that. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go with this civil order one. I'm going to put it in here. Support hits from casualties and raiding. Oh, yeah. So I mean, casualties. Yeah, fine. I think we're probably going to suffer substantial casualties in Virginia numbers, but raiding, I mean, I don't think that I've ever seen the AI raid, so I don't know. I don't know if it's going to make any difference whatsoever. We've probably just thrown 1 million away at that, and it's not going to even help. Same with counter propaganda. I just don't think so. I don't think that's going to do it. So for now, let's have a quick look at the front lines. Like I say, it's kind of where you would expect it to be. And what's the plan here? Okay, so what's the plan? The plan is we're going to stay pretty conservative this campaign and season if we can. So we're going to stay back. We're not going to push too hard. However, I want to throw the Yankees out of Kentucky. They've got a force up there. We're going to have a quick look at this. It's the Army of the Cumberland, okay? So they're up here with 15,000 men or 13,000-ish. I mean, somewhere between that. Then the 29th Army is also forming up here with 7,000. And we know there's another army lurking up here somewhere. Because the scouting squadron, Scout 4, they spotted them. So we're going to send Hardee with his 24,000 men. We're going to take on the Army of the Cumberland. That is the first little move we're going to make here. We're also going to send Albert City Johnston up there. We could, ideally, I would like a third corps for this Tennessee Army. We've only got this corps here under Hardee, and we've got the other corps under Joe Johnston just over here at Cairo. It's a bit smaller, 17,600 men. And then we've got the Department of the West, which is kind of just an HQ unit. We're just recruiting troops into here, basically. We do have 2 infantry brigades ready, and then we've got those 2 viewer requested units, which are still going to be a while. 31 days for the Regulators and 27 days for the Louisville Legion. Well, I'm not sure what these uniforms are all about, but, you know, that's fine. So we've got Daniels Brigade and Gist's Brigade. Is it Gist or Gist? States right. Gist? Not sure. Either way, I'm going to transfer one of these brigades out to Hardee and one out to Joe Johnston. So let's get that done. All right, so it's going to take me a while to get there. Let's just check how long exactly. 5 days to get to Joe Johnston and 10 days to get to Hardee. So we're going to move Hardee first. Hardee's already got his movement orders, which that's going to happen. We're going to see if we can press those guys. Something else that's occurring here. We are marching up with the Western Army because we spotted a Union force up here near Batesville. We've taken Batesville. We've burned this depot. Van Dorn has resupplied, and he's now marching up towards the Missouri State Guard, which is at Springfield. I suspect the army that was here is powering its way across to try and take him on, which it will. It will take him on, and we've got hardly any men in this army. So we're going to have to be very careful. We will go into the siege mechanic if we need to, or if it lets us, and hopefully, with being in a defensive stance, hopefully the Western Army can pump across there and we can fight that together, that force. So I'm going to actually give these guys a forced march order. We're going to batter through here, basically. Let's see if we can get up there. We've got some troops at Fayetteville recruiting. I mean, again, it's not many. It's just a couple of brigades here. Well, one infantry brigade from Missouri and some artillery from Missouri. So I think that's about enough talking from me. I feel like I've been blabbering on forever. It's not something I usually do in my videos, but, you know, occasionally I will. Oh, and just before we crack on, actually, you know, I've been thinking about taking out, or trying to take out this fleet here, the Atlantic Blockade Fleet. But I've been chatting with Bram from the channel Bramborough, and he mentioned Fort Monroe, and, you know, it had completely slipped my mind that Fort Monroe would absolutely pummel our fleet. So we'll have to deal with Fort Monroe first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to recruit an extra couple of units into the Virginia HQ, and then once we've got these two guys, Richard Taylor's Baton Rouge boys, and the 16th Volunteer Infantry in, as well as some artillery, we're going to move them on that fort, and we're going to let them attack it. It's going to be off. It'll be like an automatically created battle, but it'll also mean that these guys lose their first combat debuff, okay? So that's a good thing. But first, I'm going to recruit a few more guys into here, some artillery units. Going to bring those boys in from North Carolina. Yeah, okay, so that's going to be like 5,000. That's probably not enough. Let's bring in another infantry brigade. Well, Lane, I was disappointed with in the last battle, but it wasn't his fault. Actually, it's because his guys were from Tennessee, so... not Tennessee, Kentucky, and they had low state support and they ran. So, you know, that's fine. Anyway, so yeah, let's get these guys recruited in here. They're going to be about 8,000 men. And we'll take it from there. Let's actually get started with the campaign here. Let's get going. So the action is going to happen here. Well, I hope so, anyway. We're going to see if we... Whoop, how is he already there? Alright, well... I don't know, but Hardee hasn't even started moving yet. Possibly we might also see action over here. Van Dorn is not wasting any time. Nice one, getting across. Oh, and Van Dorn has actually bumped into these guys. Now, I wasn't expecting that. I thought we were going to fight them together. Okay, cool. Well, that's fairly even numbers here. We've got artillery numbers on him. So Van Dorn's going to have himself a fight. We can't even see them on the map. I mean... 18,400 men, infantry, sorry, with 2,800 cavalry, backed up by 11 guns under McClellan. What was that? What did that say? Leadership backward, okay. Van Dorn, leadership distinguished. He's a mediocre administrator. Foreseeable cunning. I always liked Van Dorn. He caught my eye when I first started researching the Civil War because of his name, basically. I like this name, Earl Van Dorn. And he had quite an interesting career, not just in the Civil War, but generally a bit of a womanizer as well, which, you know, ended up costing him quite dear. So if you don't know about Van Dorn, maybe check him out. He's an interesting character. But let's get this fight going. This is not where I expected to fight. I genuinely thought we were going to fight over there with Hardee. But I'm happy to fight right here in southern Missouri. So the Battle of Rock Ridge, Missouri, April 17th, 1862. Let's hope the terrain's not too grim, but I suspect it's going to be terrible. Okay, it's a meeting engagement. The Wire Road. We've had this battlefield a few times. Moody's Spring over here. Where are the Union coming in from? They're coming in from here. So possibly they're going to take the objective. What we'll do... Let me just get Van Dorn on. What we'll do is we'll come see if we can pump along this road and at least cross this cross Wilson's Creek and then line up here rather than having to cross the creek and fight. We'll find out if that happens. But that's the basic plan. So we've got Bowen with his cavalry division, almost 4,000 men there. mixed muskets for those guys. It's bizarre. They start with that. Like they're like a mounted infantry unit, I guess. The Arkansas mounted rifles. Just a shame they haven't got any rifles. And then we've got Marmaduke, Indian Territory Cav. He's got Springfield musketoons. Let's see. Hope for good things from him. Colonel Dabney Maury with his Mississippi Rifle Armed Troops. John Gregg, Gardner, another good commander. But it's this whole division's first fight, so we're going to have to be careful. Is it everyone's first? No, it's not everyone's first fight. I was going to say, I'm sure this unit has seen combat, this army. Wheeler here, also first combat. Ooh, first combat for Robertson. I thought there'd be more experienced units in this, but there's not. So we've got a handful of experienced guys. We've got still musket armed troops as well, which, you know, that's just the way it is at this stage. So Pierce's division, I think we're going to get these guys to... Oh, hang on. I thought we had some of them Williams guns in this army, but I don't think we actually do. No, but we do have rifle guns, which is nice. We've got Polk's division there, Pierce's division, and Benjamin McCulloch's division, as well as Bowen's Cav. All right, so we're going to lead this with Pierce's division. And hopefully get them over the river, and maybe we can deploy somewhere here. That would be nice, or even a little further forward, and or even better if we could take the objective. But you know, I'm not holding my breath on that. Now the cavalry will also send those guys. We'll send them guys first. Obviously, we'll send them pumping, but I want Pierce up there. The cavalry just go through and around them. Alrighty, so we're going to get started here. I'm going to pause it straight away while I give out some orders. So Pierce, I just want Pierce's guys to start moving up that way. Bowen, get them moving up there. Okay, let's get going. Let's get started. I suspect the Union will have similar ideas about grabbing this point. Alright, so at least Bowen received his halt order. McCulloch not wasting any time getting into the fight, which is nice, of course. His boys are going to line up just here. We're going to take our time. So a little chunk of their armies on the northwest side of the creek. I wonder what kind of guns these guys have got. Oh, we're taking fire. Let's pull those guys back a little. Alright, so McCulloch's division's reasonably well experienced. The artillery's taking a little bit of time getting in place, but that's to be expected. The terrain is rough. So we've got guys flashing here already. 46 morale. Not sure why, I don't know where they're from. But we will be letting these boys recover cohesion before we do anything. Not entirely sure what the hell's going on here. We gave orders to change this course of march a long, long time ago. We're going to have to give him halt orders. So he's repositioning here. Let's advance. Quite a heavy skirmisher screen out. We're going to keep our cavalry back a little bit. Got a fair number of rifle armed troops, so hopefully we're going to be able to cause some damage here from distance. Hopefully this is where our rifles are going to start to tell. Because I think the majority of the Union troops are still armed with muskets, or at least a decent chunk of them. Pulling back our skirmishers here. Grim firefight. Dismount these mounted rifles and get them to fight the infantry. They are armed with infantry weapons after all. Marmaduke is down here chasing down his artillery. Let's get them taken out, boys. Come on. So he's rotating his men out. This is a clever thing the AI has started doing, pulling his men back, which, I mean, obviously makes perfect sense. They're getting a battering and they're going to pull back. Stops them from routing. Okay, Marmaduke has sent that cav back in. Let's get the 1st Brigade in the flank here if we can. Come on, Marmy, let's go. Suffering a little few casualties here with counter-battery fire, I think. Possibly some infantry fire, of course. We are right on the line. Wheeler's boys doing an excellent job. Press Gardner, come on, get in there. McIntosh holding nicely. Keep up the pressure, boys. Let's bring Hood in. Hamilton B. Here you go, boy. Fresh troops forward, okay. Push. And you, Franklin Gardner. Push, 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 always push. Jones done a nice job here as well. I saw Marmaduke take out the first battery. McClellan's had his arse kicked here. Absolutely done in. Nice job from everyone involved. Very happy with that. Let's push McCullough over the bridge. Well, over the stream, I should say. Send Marmaduke in after them, and hopefully we can inflict some more casualties. Well, a bit of cavalry glitch in there. Never mind. It was a nice win. I feel like we did a good job there. 800 casualties. 2,300 for him. That's good. More than 10% of that force. Lost all his guns as well. Victory at Rock Ridge. So we captured some guys. We had to parole them. We haven't got a prison camp. Maybe I ought to build one. They are expensive. I don't know if it's even worth it. Did we capture anything? 1,300 rifles and 6 guns. I bet it's nothing good. Let's have a quick look. We've got some Springfield rifle muskets. Pretty good. I don't know if we just captured them or if we didn't. Hard to say. In terms of guns, it looks like we got some 6-pound field guns. I think that's it. Yeah, pretty crap. Okay, so we could be going straight into another fight, so let's just get going and see if that happens. If it does, we'll fight it. Yeah, it does. It does indeed. Shyla Hamilton? Is that how you say it? I'm not sure. But we well outnumber this guy, so let's see if we can wipe him out. Hardee's Corps. Let's go. So 2 back-to-back battles here on the same day. Covington, Kentucky, and was it Rockbridge, Missouri? April the 17th, 1862. 23,700 men under Hardee. Taking on 13,000 under Hamilton. Okay. So we got 10,000 men on him. Still, we can't afford to throw men away. Definitely not. Okay, attack the enemy. Yeah, I mean, I was expecting that, to be honest. Oof. So that's gonna be a difficult place to attack. Right on top of this flipping mountain. Wow, Not as bad as I first thought, but it's definitely not good. And it's got a stone wall right running along it. Jeez. Okay, that's... So we're going to have to take a little bit of time here. We're going to have to be clever. But the first Georgia regulars are going to see combat here. With their plains rifles. There they are. Hopefully they'll give a good account of themselves. Alright, so we're going to take our time. We're going to march up, and I'll cut back in once we're a bit closer and we know what's going on. Just as our boys are marching in, your initial thought might be that a flank attack would be a good idea, and yeah, it looks promising, but going through this terrain in this game, I'm not so sure. But a frontal assault would probably be suicidal against these defences up that hill, depending on where his artillery is as well. He's got 18 pieces, so if he's got decent artillery, that could be a problem. But even 6-pounders at close range will smash us up. Okay, so McCullough's cavalry's in place. This is Henry McCullough, a different guy than from the previous battle. Let's push him forward here, and let's just see if we can see anything. We've got some more of these Williams guns actually as well. 7 of them. John B. Gordon with the 1st Georgia Regulars pushing up under Breckinridge. He's their division commander. There's Heinemann with his cavalry pushing forward. They've got a Colt revolving rifle. We've got his scouts out so we can see. We can't see anything. Alright, so let's get Bragg's division moving. Bragg's division's going to form up over here for us. Claiborne and his division. Let's get them over as well. And then Breckinridge division, they're going to take the right flank. Just kind of over this way. Colquitt, Alfred H. Colquitt with 21 guns. Let's also get him over the river. Slow it down a moment and have a look what artillery we actually have available here, as well as the Williams guns. We've got 24-pound howitzers times 2. Okay, so close range fire artillery only in this unit, really. This unit, well, this corps. A bunch of guys making their debut in combat as well, which, you know, again, it's going to cause some slight issues, or might cause some slight issues. Let's advance forward a little with the cavalry, not the scouts. With Heinemann's cavalry, and see if we can see anything, because we haven't spotted any Union troops. If we're lucky, they might have set up the defences here, and we can pull forward and take the wall. I doubt it, though. Oh, there we are. So they've actually... Like, what the hell? So they've got a wall, and then they set up breastworks right behind it, and breastworks running that way. Let's get our guys in place, and then we'll formulate a proper plan. I suspect the fighting will probably mostly happen tomorrow. We're coming up for noon. I think these are smooth bores. I think, like, when they're this colour, I think that means they're smooth bores. I think it might actually be everyone's first fight in this unit. Yeah, it is. Okay, so first fights all round, and we're going to have to push up a hill and fight an entrenched enemy. We're going to have to make a flanking movement, I think. And we're going to make that with Claiborne's division. No, not. Bragg's division is going to... Nah. Yeah, Bragg they're going to attack their left flank rather than the right. I know they're dug in here, but I think that's the way to do it. So we're going to pull forward, and we're going to send at least a couple of brigades from Bragg around here, while a couple more, keeping them busy right there. I don't want to attack around the right flank. It's just the terrain is horrendous. There's too many defences, too many walls. I'm going to send McCullough this way. I just want to have a look, see if we can see anything else. Oh, we've got some Napoleons actually as well under Claiborne. I'm going to just detach them. I'm also going to detach the Williams guns. I don't want them going forward with the infantry. Yeah, we can't see nothing. Alright, so Heinemann can't see anything up there. So that, it makes sense, obviously. I'm going to send Breckinridge to circle around their right flank. I was going to go with the left flank with Bragg, but I think that's a mistake. Maybe a brigade will swing around from Bragg, but Bragg's going to lead the main attack here. It's going to be some tough going for Breckenridge's division, pushing up there, which includes our viewer unit from the 1st Georgia Regular, so they're going to have a hard job getting up here, but I expect the best. So we're not going to be able to get a shot because there's a tree in the way. I mean, for goodness sake. Oh, they can't shoot. Maybe. All right, so it's almost 16:30. There's still plenty of daylight left. Let's see what we can do here. Let's press up the hill. God knows how these guys are going to fare. Probably not too well. Okay, so Gordon skirmishers are coming out. So green skirmishers. I mean, why are we not firing? About time. Let's get up there. Let's press this centre. I'm hoping this flanking attack is going to come as a bit of a surprise to him. Push, boys, push. The guys up the flank are exhausted. Oh my god, end of day already. Alright, well actually that kind of suits us, okay? Kind of. We've managed to set up some breastworks, okay, so we've got some defences to go behind. We've got our artillery here. That's going to go behind these breastworks. I mean, if it lets us, but it's questionable if it will. Alright, so we've got a bit of a reshift here. Let's see if he does anything. I don't think he will, but let's get started on day 2. We're going to push our skirmishers in here straight away to hit those guns. Our Williams guns are firing, but I don't know how effective they will be. Okay, we've got flankers ready as well. Let's get them up there. You hear the Williams guns blasting away. It's grey skirmishers engaged and green skirmishers coming up. I'm going to bring forward Hyman with these Colts. I want them to blast into this artillery and then pull out. Skirmishers from the flank attack out. Do you have to pause it a second? I can hear some peasants shouting outside. That's better. Let's press on this attack. Come on, let's go. Get up there, Heinemann, come on. Well, I thought the fire from the Colts would have been more effective, but not really. Let's pull them out. Williams guns are still blasting away here, hitting that infantry in the centre. We've now managed to shift those guns away and our flank attack is almost ready to push in. Anderson's guys are going to push in here. They're going to hit this artillery battery. Hopefully. Oh, how are they routed? 33 casualties. Relax, boys. Come on. The speed of this advance of this left flank is a joke. boys on the right are doing a good job though. Very happy with this. Keep pressing, Georgia. Regulars, push up there. Up onto the flank. Let's go. Double time. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, you'll know that I'm always quite slow and methodical in my attacks, especially. Okay then, let's press the fight. Let's press this attack. Push up, boys. That is the first Georgia regulars engaged here. Taking on the 2nd Brigade. We're going to see if we can push some more pressure on. I don't understand what's going on here. I mean, the speed of this flanking attack is an absolute joke. Again, skirmishers not obeying orders. Press in. Lost quite a lot of men, but this was a tough place to attack. Trust me, it really was. We did an alright job, and it was our first battle as well, so a hard place to attack. I know we outnumbered them, but I mean, they had a nice big hill to defend with some shocking terrain on the flanks. Be interesting to see how many casualties were inflicted by the Williams guns that were blaring away the whole time. I think we've routed just about every unit they have. Lost quite a few artillery guys here in these 24-pound howitzers, but, you know, Forno also lost a handful of men, like a dozen men, but still. Didn't lose any guns, I don't think. I'm sure he started with 12. Done a nice job. I don't feel like anyone did anything bad there, except for maybe taking forever to get around this left flank, but I think the terrain and uphill, I mean, freaking nightmare. Heinemann, a bit questionable there. I don't really know why they routed the way they did, but you know, it's one of them things. First Georgia regulars lost 178 men, but did a nice job there. Lost all their guns, 2,500 men. Minor victory. We only lost 400 men. Actually, it felt like more. We did lose 4 of our guns, which is a bit of a shitter, but you know, it happens. 400 casualties. We can live with that. And with that, we should push him back out of Kentucky. Hindman has fallen to disgrace, so we're going to kick him out of that command. I'm not sure what happened there exactly. I suppose it was their first combat, but still. It does happen occasionally in this game that your units will just break. Okay, captured 1,400 rifles and 9 guns. Anything decent? Let's have a look again. I always like to have a quick look. Nothing at all. Springfield muskets. Garbage. Alright, but we have kicked his butt there. I wonder if it makes any difference to the state support. I'm going to let it play a little bit, but we'll not be doing another battle, I don't think. Oh. Right, so the Army of Illinois, we've got some guys with low morale. 671? So Joe Johnston's going to see more action. Who's this guy? I don't recognize him. John M. Brannan. 16,200 men in the Army of Illinois are going to take on Joe Johnston with his similarly sized unit. We do have a few more guns and he has no cavalry. Alright, well, we'll fight that in the next episode. I can't be doing another battle now. It's quite a long episode already. Before we knock this on the head, though, I'm going to move Van Dorn on to join... Oh, I can't. Well, I'll do it next episode. We'll join Van Dorn up with Price and we'll fight this battle in the next episode. So, again, if you requested a unit that I haven't put in, let me know. But I think I've got them all. It's quite hard to keep on top of the comments. Like I say, it's not the easiest on YouTube to do that. But we've done all right here, I feel. We've done a good job kicking these guys out of Kentucky. We've done a nice job defending the Missouri-Arkansas area. And I've been quite happy with everyone's performance, really, if I'm honest. Commander-wise. East Theatre, not much happening. I'm happy with that. We'll just keep it as that. And we'll continue with the majority of the fighting, probably in Kentucky and Missouri, and this kind of Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois border region. Yeah, we'll crack on with that. So anyway, if you're new here, do please hit that subscribe button if you like this sort of content. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments. Like the video if you liked it. And if you've got a unit request, stick it in. If I can do it, I will. If I can't, I won't. I am starting to run low on recruits, of course. Commanders that are requested aren't always going to be possible, as we've already encountered. But anyway, hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra for now. I just wanted to quickly cut back in here with a little note to say I'd meant to mention a couple of channels here. I always forget to mention channels. I really should do that. I'm just useless at that kind of thing. A couple of channels that might be worth checking out are Party Moses. He's up on YouTube, of course. A smallish channel, but he's growing. He's quite new still. I like his stuff. He's got some tutorials on there for Grand Tactician the Civil War. And if you're listening, Party Moses, why not do a tutorial on state support? I would love to know how to improve my state support. So if you do that, feel free, and I'll give it a link at the end of an episode. But either way, if you're watching this and you like this sort of content, if you like Grand Tactician, go and check him out. He's got some nice stuff on there. Like I say, he's done some tutorials, like standalone tutorials, as well as starting a tutorial campaign, which I have also been watching and enjoying. And another channel to check out, as well as the usual guys who I recommend, J76NY and of course Bramborough, good friends of our channel and have been friendly with us for a while, and we watch their videos and, you know, we share things and chat about stuff. Also, go and check out a channel called Grumpy Grandpa Gaming. He plays War of Rights, he plays Grand Tactician, you know, Civil War kind of stuff. Again, another new channel. He's growing slowly, but it'd be nice if he gets some more subscribers on there. It'd be great to see that. I like to help out the little channels because I'm still a little channel myself, and I remember what it was like when I had even less subscribers than I have now. So I'm sure those dudes would appreciate it if you go and check them out and leave them a like, a comment, check out their videos at least. He's got some really nice stuff on there. Grumpy. I do watch his Grand Tactician stuff, and I've had a look at some of the other things as well, but mostly I'm interested in the Grand Tactician, if I'm honest. So, yeah, head on over there. Check those two guys out. Grumpy Grunt Par Gaming and Party Moses. Anyway, that's it from me for now. Catch you later.